Shin Jia stepped off the transport ship and looked at her new home. Nexus 7 was small, much smaller than she had expected. The research outpost sat on the edge of known space, a collection of gray buildings against the strange purple sky of Erebus moon. Jia was 22 years old and had just finished her studies in xenobiology. She was not like other humans. Since birth, she had a rare brain condition. She could not feel fear. Where others ran from danger, Jia only felt curiosity. "Welcome to the edge of nowhere," said a tall man walking toward her. "I'm Dr. Han Da-won, the lead scientist here." Jia bowed slightly. "Thank you for accepting me, Doctor. I'm ready to start work right away." Dr. Han smiled. "I like your spirit. Most new people take days to adjust to our strange gravity and longer days." "I'm not most people," Jia said simply. Dr. Han nodded. "That's why you're here. Your condition makes you perfect for this kind of work. Come, I'll show you where you'll sleep, and tomorrow you can begin." The next morning, Jia sat in the briefing room as Dr. Han showed pictures of strange animals on a large screen. "Erebus has life forms unlike any other moon we studied," he explained. "Your job is to document the smaller creatures in the northern valley. Nothing too dangerous there." Jia frowned. "I can handle dangerous animals, Doctor. That's why I was chosen." Dr. Han looked serious. "Even you should be careful here, Jia. Some creatures on Erebus can kill in ways you can't imagine." Later that day, Jia packed her research gear and headed out alone. The security chief, Kim Ta-shik, tried to stop her. "You should take a guard," he insisted. "The valley seems safe, but we don't know everything that lives there." "I work better alone," Jia said, checking her sample bags. "Don't worry. I'll be back before dark." The valley was beautiful. Strange trees with blue leaves grew alongside red grasses. Jia collected samples of small creatures, things like insects but with 6 wings, and tiny lizards that could change color. She recorded everything in her datapad. As the sun began to set, Jia heard a strange sound. It was like nothing in the outpost's animal database. She followed the noise to a small cave. There, lying on the ground, was the most beautiful creature Jia had ever seen. It looked like a wolf, but much larger than earth wolves. Its fur was pure white, almost glowing in the dim light. Blood covered one side of its body where something had attacked it. Most amazing were its eyes. They shined like diamonds but changed colors as Jia watched. The creature growled, showing teeth as long as Jaya's fingers. Jia knew what this was. The locals called it a Baxel, the deadliest hunter on Erebus. The security team had warned everyone about these creatures. They were said to kill anything they met. No human had ever gotten close to one and lived. Anyone else would have run. Anyone else would have called for help. Anyone else would have felt fear. Jia felt only wonder. She put down her pack slowly and took out her medical kit. The creature tried to stand but fell back down, too weak from blood loss. "You're hurt," Jia said softly. "I can help you." The Baxel's eyes changed from red to a deep purple as it watched her. Jia moved closer, step by step. The creature growled again, but the sound was weaker now. "I won't hurt you," Jia whispered. She reached out her hand, moving slowly. The Baxel sniffed her fingers. Jia could see its sides moving as it breathed hard. It was dying. Making a decision, Jia opened her medical kit and took out clean bandages and healing gel. As the moon's strange night began to fall, she knelt beside the galaxy's most feared predator and started to clean its wounds. Jia never thought this moment would change everything. Not just for her, but for humans, and Bexel forever. Night fell on Erebus moon. Jia worked by the light of her small lamp. The white Bexel watched her with eyes that changed from purple to blue. Its breathing was still rough, but stronger than before. "You need a name," Jia said as she wrapped the last bandage around its leg. "I'll call you Heian. It means white in my language." The creature made a soft sound, Not quite a growl. Jia took out her emergency food packets and opened one. The smell of meat filled the small cave. She placed some on a flat rock near Haiyan. You should eat to get your strength back. At first, Haiyan didn't move. Then, slowly, he stretched his neck and sniffed the food. With one quick motion, he ate it all. Jia smiled and gave him more. As she worked, Jia didn't know that Haiyan was more than just an animal. The Bexel were smart, very smart, and they had powers humans didn't understand. Inside his mind, Haiyan reached out. All Bexel could touch the minds of other creatures. Usually they used this power to make prey feel fear, to freeze them in place before the kill. But when Haiyan touched Jaya's mind, he found something strange. The part of her brain that should feel fear didn't work. This human was different from any creature he had ever met. Jaya felt a strange tingle in her head. She looked at Haiyan, and for a second thought she saw colors floating around him. She shook her head, and the feeling passed. I should get back to the outpost, she said, but when she looked outside, heavy rain was falling. A storm had come. The path back would be dangerous now. Jaya sighed and set up her small shelter inside the cave. Looks like we're spending the night together, Haiyan. The temperature dropped as night deepened. Jia shivered in her thin research clothes. She had not planned to stay out all night. She looked at Haiyan, whose fur seemed to glow softly in the dark. I hope you don't mind, she whispered, moving closer to him. Haiyan watched her, but didn't growl. Slowly, Jaya sat next to the giant wolf-like creature and leaned against his side. His fur was warm, warmer than she expected. To her surprise, Haiyan shifted his body, making a space for her against his uninjured side. Within minutes, Jaya fell asleep against the galaxy's most feared predator. Back at the outpost, people were worried. She should have been back hours ago, Kim Tajik said, checking his watch again. The security chief looked out at the storm. Something's wrong. Dr. Han stood nearby, his face tight with worry. Jaya is smart. She probably found shelter. Or something found her, Tajik said darkly. I'm putting together a search team for First Light. Dr. Han nodded. I'll join you. Later, alone in his office, Dr. Han looked at Jaya's medical file. The brain scan showed the damaged part that didn't process fear. It had made her perfect for this job, but now he wondered if he had made a mistake sending her out alone. What if your fearlessness led you into danger this time, Jaya? He whispered to the empty room. As dawn broke, Jaya woke up. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then she felt the warm fur against her cheek and remembered. Haiyan was still sleeping, his giant chest rising and falling smoothly. Jaya checked his wounds. The bleeding had stopped, and the special healing gel was working. Bexel must heal quickly, she thought. Haiyan's eyes opened. Today they were silver, like mirrors. He looked at Jaya and did something that surprised her. He licked her hand once, very gently. Jaya smiled. Good morning to you too. She shared her breakfast with Haiyan, who seemed much stronger. When she packed her things to leave, Haiyan stood up. He was huge, taller than Jaya when standing on all fours. His white fur shined in the morning light. Jaya started walking back toward the outpost. After a few steps, she realized Haiyan was following her. You should go back to your family, she said. Haiyan just looked at her with those silver eyes. In his mind, something new was happening. For the first time, a Bexel was bonding with a human. He had no pack to return to. They had driven him out because of his white fur. But this strange, fearless human had shown him kindness. Jaya shrugged and continued walking. Haiyan followed. Neither knew that this simple journey would change everything. The outpost came into view as Jaya walked over the last hill. Behind her, Haiyan followed, his white fur bright in the morning sun. Jaya knew bringing a Bexel to the outpost might cause problems, but she couldn't leave him alone while he was still healing. The alarm sounded as soon as the guards spotted them. Bexel, "Get inside," someone shouted. The main gate began to close. "Wait," Jaya called. "He's friendly. He's hurt." Kim Tashik appeared at the gate with 4 guards. All had weapons pointed at Han. "Jaya, step away from that creature slowly," Tashik said, his voice tight with fear. "No, he won't hurt anyone." "He's my friend," Jaya said, standing in front of Han. The white Bexel stayed calm, his eyes now a deep green as he watched the humans. Dr. Han pushed through the guards. "Jaya, you're alive." Then he saw Han. "Is that? Did you?" "I found him hurt in a cave. I treated his wounds," Jaya explained. "He followed me back." "That's a Bexel," Tashik said. "They kill anything that moves. It's just waiting for a chance to attack us all." Jaya shook her head. "He could have killed me many times last night. But he didn't. He's different." Everyone was quiet. No one had ever been this close to a live Bexel before. Dr. Han stepped forward slowly. "We could learn so much from studying it," he said, his scientist mind working. "But it's too dangerous to bring inside." "What about the old storage building?" Jaya suggested. "It's inside the fence but separate from the main buildings. Han can stay there while he heals." After much arguing, Dr. Han agreed. The guards made a path, and Jaya led Han to the old storage building. Everyone watched with wide eyes as the deadly predator followed the small human girl like a pet. Over the next 2 weeks, Jaya spent most of her time with Han. She brought him food and checked his wounds, which were healing quickly. She set up testing equipment to study him. "His brain activity is amazing," Jaya told Dr. Han, showing him the scan results. "It's as complex as a human brain, maybe more so." Dr. Han looked troubled. "Be careful, Jaya. Just because it hasn't eaten you doesn't mean it's safe." Jaya ignored his warning. She knew Han was special. What she didn't know was how special their connection was becoming. Each day, the mental link between them grew stronger. Han could now sense Jaya's emotions clearly. He found humans strange. They felt so many things, all mixed together. But Jaya was different. Her mind was calm and clear, never clouded by fear. For her part, Jaya began to have strange experiences. Sometimes she would know what Han wanted before he made any sound. Other times, she would see flashes of strange places. Dark forests under 3 moons, mountains of crystal, things she had never seen but somehow recognized. One night, as Jaya sat beside Han reading data reports, she felt something new. A loneliness so deep it made her eyes water. She looked at Han. "You miss your family," she said softly. Han's eyes turned a sad blue. Jia put her hand on his huge head. "Why don't they want you? Is it because your fur is white?" Han made a soft sound in his throat. Jia somehow understood. He was born different. The pack saw his white fur as a bad sign. They drove him away. "I'm different too," Jaya told him. "My brain doesn't work like other humans. I don't feel fear." Han nudged her hand with his nose. In that moment, their minds connected more deeply than ever before. Jia gasped as images flooded her mind. Han as a small pup, being pushed away by larger Bexel with dark gray fur. Han hunting alone in strange forests. Han fighting a giant 6-legged creature, getting wounded. Miles away, in the wild lands beyond the outpost, a group of dark shapes moved through the night. More Bexel. They had picked up Han's mental signals. They were coming to find the outcast who now lived with humans, but not to welcome him back, to silence him. 3 months passed. Jia and Han were now rarely apart. The outpost staff had slowly gotten used to seeing the huge white Bexel walking beside the small human girl. Some even dared to pat Han's head when Jaya was there. Jaya had made amazing discoveries. She proved that Bexel were smart, maybe even smarter than humans. She created a simple picture system that let Han talk to her by touching pictures with his paw. and their mental connection grew stronger every day. But their peaceful time was about to end. One morning, a large ship landed near the outpost. It was not a research ship. It was bigger and fancier. The logo on its side showed it belonged to Star Mineral Company. A tall man in an expensive suit walked out. His name was Lee Junho, and he was an important person in the company. "Welcome to Nexus 7, Dr. Han said, greeting him. "We weren't told to expect visitors." Junho smiled, but his eyes were cold. "This isn't really a visit. We're here to begin mining operations." "Mining?" Dr. Han looked confused. "This moon is protected for research. There's no mining allowed here." Junho handed him a tablet. "New permits, signed last month. This moon has rare minerals we need. Your research station will stay, but we're setting up mining operations in the Northern Valley." Jaya, who had been listening, stepped forward. "You can't mine the Northern Valley. It's full of unique life forms. Many haven't even been studied yet." Junho looked at her with annoyance. Then he saw Han standing behind her. His eyes widened. "Is that a Bexel? How is it not killing everyone?" "His name is Han," Jaya said. "He's my friend and research partner, and he lives in the Northern Valley. His kind needs that land." Junho laughed. "Research partner? It's an animal, a dangerous one." He turned to Dr. Han. "You allow this?" Dr. Han looked uncomfortable. "Jaya has made amazing discoveries about Bexel intelligence. They're not just animals. I don't care if they can do math." Junho said, "We have permits to mine, and we're going to mine." He walked away to talk with his team. Jia turned to Dr. Han. "We have to stop this. The mining will destroy everything." Dr. Han looked sad. "Jia, there's something I need to tell you. Star Mineral Company has been funding our research all along." Jaya stepped back, shocked. "What?" "They let us study the moon first, but the plan was always to mine it later. I hoped our discoveries would be important enough to change their minds." But he shook his head. Jaya felt betrayed. Even worse, she felt Hayan's reaction through their mental link. He understood what mining meant. His home would be destroyed. That night, Jaya couldn't sleep. She felt Hayan calling to her mentally. She snuck out to the storage building where he stayed. "We need to document everything in the valley," she told him. "All the plants, animals, everything. Maybe if we show how special it all is, they'll stop the mining." Hayan's eyes glowed yellow in the dark. He understood. Together, they slipped out of the outpost and headed into the valley. For the next week, they worked together, taking samples and pictures of everything they found. Jaya felt happy working with Hayan in the wild. But sometimes, she felt something strange through their mental link, like Hayan was listening to voices she couldn't hear. One evening, as they were heading back to the outpost, Hayan suddenly stopped. His body went still. Jaya felt alarm through their connection. "What's wrong?" she asked. Then she saw them. On the ridge ahead, 3 dark shapes watched them. More Bexel with gray-black fur. Their eyes glowed red in the fading light. Hayan stepped in front of Jia, his body tense. A low growl came from his throat. The largest of the dark Bexel took a step forward. Through her connection with Hayan, Jaya felt a simple but clear message. It wasn't meant for her, but for Hayan. Traitor. The 3 dark Bexel moved closer. Hayan stood his ground, protecting Jaya. The largest Bexel, with eyes like burning coals, stepped forward. In her mind, Jaya felt waves of anger coming from the dark Bexel. They were furious that Hayan was with a human. They thought he was betraying their kind. "He's not a traitor," Jaya said out loud, surprising herself. Somehow, she knew they could understand her. The lead Bexel's eyes turned to her. A cold feeling washed over Jia. The creature was trying to put fear into her mind, but it didn't work. Jaya's brain couldn't feel fear. Hayan growled and sent his own message to the pack. Jia couldn't understand all of it, but she felt the meaning. Heian was telling them about the mining, about the danger to their home. The dark Bexel seemed confused. They looked at each other, sending mental messages Jia couldn't hear. Then, without warning, they turned and ran into the forest. That was strange, Jia said. Heian nudged her hand, and they continued back to the outpost. When they arrived, something was wrong. Men in security uniforms that Jia didn't recognize were at the gate. They pointed weapons at Heian. "The animal stays outside," one man said. "Mr. Li wants to see you." Jia didn't want to leave Heian, but she had no choice. "Wait here," she told him. "I'll be back soon." Inside the main building, Lee Junho sat at Dr. Han's desk like he owned it. Kim Tashik stood nearby, looking unhappy. "Where have you been?" Junho asked. "Studying the valley ecosystem," Jia said. "There are life forms there that exist nowhere else in the galaxy." Junho shook his head. "Your little research project is over. From now on, no one goes into the valley without my permission. Mining starts tomorrow." "You can't do this," Jia said. "What about Dr. Han? He won't allow it." "Dr. Han doesn't make decisions here anymore," Junho said coldly. "And your pet monster is too dangerous to keep around. My security team will take care of it tonight." Jia felt cold anger rise inside her. "If you touch Heian, you'll regret it." She turned and walked out. Taishik followed her. "Jia, wait," he said. "You need to know something." Dr. Han tried to stop them. They hurt him. "He's in the medical bay." Jia ran to the medical bay. Dr. Han lay on a bed, his face bruised. "Jia," he said weakly, "I'm sorry. I tried to send a message to Earth about what they're doing, but they caught me." "We need to stop them," Jia said. Dr. Han shook his head. "We can't. But maybe." He looked around to make sure they were alone. "The Bexel. There are many of them in the valley, right? If they knew about the mining." Jia understood. "I need to warn them. All of them." That night, Jia snuck out to find Heian. But he wasn't at the gate. Fear gripped her heart. Not her own fear, but Heian's, coming through their mental link. He was in trouble. She followed the feeling and found Heian trapped in an energy net behind the storage building. Junho's men had captured him. "Hold on," Jia whispered, looking for the control box. But before she could free him, the lights all around the outpost went out. Alarms began to sound. "Perimeter breach," a voice shouted over the speakers. "Multiple Bexel inside the fence." In the darkness, Jia heard growls and screams. The dark Bexel had come, many more than before. But they weren't attacking randomly. They were targeting the mining equipment and Junho's men. Jia found the control box and turned off the energy net. Heian jumped up, shaking himself. "We need to stop this," Jia told him. "People will get hurt." Heian's eyes glowed blue in the dark. He sent her a mental image. Junho in the control room, pushing buttons on a strange device. Then another image. Bexel falling dead in the forest, killed by invisible waves. Jia suddenly understood. Junho started this attack. He used some kind of device to hurt the Bexel, to make them attack so he could justify killing them all. Heian growled in agreement. Together, they ran toward the main building, while around them, chaos and darkness reigned. Jia and Heian ran through the dark outpost. Emergency lights cast red shadows everywhere. People were running and shouting. Through windows, Jia could see dark shapes moving outside, more Bexels circling the buildings. "We need to get to the main control room," Jia told Heian. "That's where Junho will be." They turned a corner and almost ran into Kim Tashik. He raised his weapon, then lowered it when he saw who it was. "Jia, you need to get to safety. Those monsters are everywhere." "They're not attacking randomly," Jia said. "Junho did something to make them angry. He has a device that hurts them." Taishik looked confused. How do you know this? Heian told me. In my mind, Jaya knew it sounded crazy, but there was no time to explain. I need to get to the control room. Taishik looked at her for a long moment, then nodded. I'll help you. Something about this attack feels wrong. The Bexel are only targeting mining equipment and Junho's men, not our research staff. Together, the three of them moved through the hallways. Twice they had to hide from Junho's security men. Finally, they reached the door to the control room. It's locked, Taishik said, trying his card. My access doesn't work anymore. Jaya looked at Heian. Can you break it down? Heian's eyes glowed yellow. He backed up, then charged at the door. The metal bent but didn't break. He tried again. This time, the door flew open. Inside, Junho stood with two guards. On a table was a strange metal box with lights. Junho looked surprised to see them. How did you get in here? He demanded. Then he saw Heian. Kill that thing. He ordered his guards. The guards raised their weapons, but Taishik was faster. He fired first, hitting one guard in the leg. The other turned to shoot Taishik. In that moment, Heian leaped. His huge white body flew across the room, knocking the second guard down. The man screamed, but Heian didn't bite him. He just held him down. Jaya ran to the metal box. This is what's hurting the Bexel, isn't it? Some kind of sound wave they can feel, but we can't. Junho laughed. Clever girl. Yes, it drives them crazy, makes them attack. And when they attack humans, I have every right to kill them all. Why? Jaya asked. Why do you hate them so much? I don't hate them. I just need them gone, Junho said. The mining operation can't run with those beasts around, and the richest mineral veins are under their main den area. Jaya reached for the box, but Junho grabbed her arm. Don't touch that. Outside, a loud howl rose in the night. Then another and another. More Bexel were coming. You're making it worse, Jaya said. Turn it off before they tear this place apart. Junho shook his head. No. Let them come. My men will kill them all. Jaya felt something new through her link with Heian. Not just his thoughts, but other Bexel too. Many minds touching hers at once. It was overwhelming. She gasped and fell to her knees. In her mind, she saw a huge female Bexel with a scar across her face. The leader of the pack. In Jaya's mind, she named this Bexel Seal, meaning snow in her language. Seal was old and wise. She had lived on Aravis for many years. She knew humans were dangerous, but she didn't want war. She wanted to talk. Jaya looked up at Junho. I can stop this. I can talk to them. Talk to animals. You're crazy, Junho said. They're not just animals, Jaya said. They're smart. They have a language. And they're willing to share the moon if we stop hurting them. Taishik looked at Jaya with new respect. Is this true? Can you really communicate with them? Jaya nodded. Through Heian. He can connect my mind to their leader. She pointed at the box. But first, that needs to be turned off. Junho reached for a weapon, but Taishik was faster. He knocked Junho down and switched off the box. The effect was immediate. The howling outside changed tone. It wasn't angry anymore, but cautious. Tell them we want peace, Taishik said. Jaya put her hand on Heian's head. She closed her eyes. In her mind, she reached out to Seal, hoping the leader of the Bexel would listen. Jaya's mind reached out to Seal. Through Heian, they formed a three-way connection. Jaya saw images of the Bexel's world, the crystal caves where they lived, the hunting grounds they protected for generations. She felt Seal's anger at the humans who came to destroy it all. We don't all want to hurt your home, Jaya thought. Many of us just want to study and learn. Outside, the Bexel stopped attacking. They waited for Seal's decision. Junho saw his chance, while Taishik watched Jaya and Heian, Jun-ho quietly pressed a button on his wrist device. A hidden door in the wall opened. "You're making a mistake," he said, backing toward the door. "Those creatures will kill us all. They only attacked because you hurt them first," Jaya said, her eyes still closed as she concentrated on the mental link. Jun-ho laughed. "You think I care? I have orders to get those minerals, whatever it takes." He pulled out a small black box with a red button. "And I always have a backup plan." He pressed the button and ran through the hidden door. It closed behind him. Alarm sounds filled the room. A computer voice spoke. "Warning. Terraforming device activated. Atmosphere change will begin in 10 minutes. Jaya's eyes snapped open. "What's happening?" Taishik ran to the computer. "He's activated a terraforming machine. It will change the air of this moon to be more like Earth's. Good for humans, but it will kill everything native to Erebus." Jaya finished, including the Bexel. Through their mental link, Seal understood the danger. The old Bexel sent a clear message. "Stop it, or we all die." Where would the terraforming device be? Jaya asked Taishik. "Probably in his ship." It landed on the north side of the outpost. Jaya stood up. "We need to get there now." They ran outside. The Bexel let them pass, guided by Seal's mental commands. Jia, Heian, and Taishik reached the landing pad where Jun-ho's ship sat. Jun-ho saw them coming. He ordered his remaining men to stop them. Gunfire exploded around them. "We'll never get past them," Taishik shouted, taking cover behind a cargo box. Seal appeared from the shadows. The huge female Bexel, her gray fur streaked with silver and a long scar across her face, looked at Jaya with golden eyes. Through their mental link, Jaya felt Seal's decision. "We will help." More Bexel emerged from the darkness. They attacked Jun-ho's men, not to kill but to distract. In the confusion, Jaya, Heian, and Taishik ran toward the ship. Just as they reached it, Jun-ho appeared at the door with a large gun. He fired at them. "Get down," Taishik yelled, pushing Jaya aside. But Seal leaped forward, putting her body between Jaya and the bullet. The old Bexel fell to the ground, blood soaking her gray fur. "No," Jaya cried, kneeling beside Seal. Heian howled in grief and rage. He charged at Jun-ho, moving faster than Jaya had ever seen. Before Jun-ho could fire again, Heian was on him. Jaya and Taishik ran into the ship. In the main room, a large machine hummed with energy. A screen showed a countdown. 5 minutes until the atmosphere began to change. "How do we stop it?" Jaya asked. Taishik examined the controls. "I don't know. It's locked with Jun-ho's personal code." Heian entered the ship, his white fur stained with blood. He looked at the machine, then at Jada. Through their link, she felt his idea. "No," she said. "It's too dangerous." Heian stepped toward the machine. His fur began to glow, brighter than Jaya had ever seen. She remembered something from her research. Bexel fur could absorb and channel energy. That's why it sometimes glowed. But absorbing too much could kill them. "Heian, don't." Jaya reached for him. But Heian had made his choice. He placed his body against the machine and began to absorb its power. The machine's humming grew louder. Sparks flew. Heian's white fur turned blue, then purple with energy. And for the first time in her life, Jaya felt fear. Not for herself, but for Heian. "Please," she whispered, "don't leave me." The countdown stopped at 10 seconds. The machine went silent. Heian collapsed to the floor. His once white fur now burned black in many places. Jaya ran to him, tears streaming down her face. "Heian, can you hear me?" Through their link, she felt only silence. 3 days passed. Jia sat beside Heian in the medical bay. The white Bexel lay very still on a large bed made specially for him. His breathing was shallow, and large patches of his once beautiful fur were now black and burned. Dr. Han, now recovered from his injuries, checked the monitors. "His vital signs are getting stronger," he said. "But I've never treated a Baxil before. I don't know if he'll wake up." Jaya hadn't left Heian's side. She held his large paw in her small hands. "He saved us all," she whispered. "He can't die now." Outside the medical bay, things had changed. A ship from Earth had arrived with officials from the Xenological Protection Agency. They arrested Junho for illegal terraforming and harming protected species. His mining permits were canceled. The Baxil pack, now led by a younger female after Seal's death, kept their distance but didn't attack. Through the weak mental link Jia still had with them, they waited for news of Heian. On the fourth day, as Jaya dozed in her chair beside Heian, she felt something touch her mind. A familiar presence. Her eyes shot open. Heian. The white Baxil's eyes opened slowly. They were a deep blue, like the sky of Earth. He looked at Jaya and made a soft sound in his throat. "You're awake." Jaya threw her arms around his neck, careful of his burned fur. Through their mental link, she felt his happiness at seeing her. Dr. Han ran tests on Heian as he recovered. "Amazing," he said. "The burns are permanent. Those patches of fur will stay black. But otherwise, he's healing well." Even more amazing were the changes in Jaya. Dr. Han did a brain scan and showed her the results. "See this area?" He pointed to a part of her brain. "This is where fear is processed. Before, it was inactive in you. Now it's working." Jaya thought about how she had felt when Heian collapsed. That cold, terrible feeling. "I felt fear for the first time. Not for myself, but for him." "Your brain has changed because of your connection with Heian," Dr. Han explained. "And I think he's changed too, because of you." He was right. In the weeks that followed, as Heian grew stronger, Jaya noticed he was different. He was calmer around other humans. And sometimes, when they shared their mental link, she felt emotions that seemed very human coming from him. 1 month after Junho's defeat, a new research team arrived from Earth. They came to study what Dr. Han was calling the symbiotic bond between humans and Baxil. Jia and Heian met them at the landing pad. Now that most of Junho's men were gone, the outpost was peaceful again. Some Baxil even came close to watch, curious about the newcomers. "This is Dr. Park Sunma," Dr. Han said, introducing a woman with kind eyes. "She's an expert in alien intelligence." Dr. Park smiled at Jaya. "What you've discovered here changes everything we know about Baxil, and possibly about ourselves too." Over the next year, more scientists came. More Baxil joined them too. Slowly, carefully, other humans and Baxil began to form bonds like Jaya and Heian's. Not all could connect as deeply, but they learned to communicate and work together. Jaya wrote papers about her experience that were read across the galaxy. She and Heian traveled to Earth to speak at conferences. Everywhere they went, people were amazed by the white and black Baxil who walked calmly beside the small human woman. One evening, Jaya and Heian stood on a hill overlooking the outpost. Below them, the lights of the research station glowed in the purple dusk. In the valley beyond, the crystal caves of the Baxil caught the last rays of sunlight. "We did something no one thought possible," Jaya said, her hand resting on Heian's head. Through their link, she felt his agreement. And something more. An image of the future. Other humans and Baxil working together. Learning from each other. Growing together. Jaya smiled. When she had found a wounded albino alien wolf, she never thought it would lead to this. Not taming a predator, but starting an evolution. 2 species, once strangers, now walking the new path together. But then, the best journeys often begin with a single fearless step. The end.